Sahil, what are we anticipating? When will all of this start?
We're definitely anticipating a late night. It's expected to start sometime either late afternoon or early evening. This is going to go all night. There are already many amendments filed by several members, including Jeff Merkley, a Democrat from Oregon, who was among the first to file. He filed more than 100 amendments to this Republican bill. Meanwhile, Republicans are still figuring out what their base bill is even going to be. They voted down. The Senate voted to reject their bills, the Republican bills, to repeal and replace on one hand, and also a clean repeal that would end this law in 2 years. So they're still trying to figure out what the end game is right now, Bonnie.
Well, Mitch McConnell has, the perfect scenario in his head. What would that be?
The likeliest scenario at this point is what's being called here a skinny repeal. It would essentially lop off sections of the Affordable Care Act, a few of them, a few important ones that Republicans widely dislike, including the individual mandate to buy insurance, including the employer mandate for mid to large size firms to provide insurance, a certain kind of insurance for their employees, and the medical device tax, which Republicans widely dislike, and a number of Democrats are also in favor of repealing. Not that they're likely to vote for this bill, Bonnie.
Yeah, I mean, Chuck Schumer was saying that, that this is a ruse. If they do get here, it's really just to get the two sides talking. Is it? And if it did go into conference, what would it come out looking like?
Well, so to your first point about conference, Senator John Cornyn, the second-ranked Republican in the chamber, said, admitted that this is essentially a vehicle to getting to conference with the House. If they pass something out of the Senate, they can have that conversation with the House, and the breadth of the House bill means there are very few restrictions in what the ultimate agreement can be. So they have to pass something out of the Senate to begin the House Conference Committee. This seems like the best option right now. I spoke to several members of the House, including Mark Meadows yesterday, the chairman of the House Freedom Caucus, who said there is zero chance that a skinny repeal can pass the House. So nobody's really making any pretense of that. What Senator Cornyn mentioned himself was that whatever they pass at this point, it's likely to be a vehicle to get to conference rather than have the House take up the identical bill.
What does the administration want at this point, Sahil?
Pretty much the same thing. They want a result. It doesn't matter how they do it. It seems not to matter, what specifically the details of this bill are to President Trump. They want to get this off the plate. They want to be able to sign it, have a Rose Garden ceremony, celebrate that they did something and claim victory and move on.